Hey guys, it's Spider Pig. Today we're going to review DCS 1.5 with the Oculus Rift DK2 and go into a little more in-depth review here. So the first thing is I have a Windows 8 64-bit machine running at 16 gigs with an i7 2600K chip overclocked at 4.4 gigahertz. I have a GeForce 980 card. And the most important thing is for the Oculus runtime to be running at 0.7.0.0. Now let's go ahead and take a look at DCS World here, and I'll show you what I did to kind of get it to work. And the first thing we'll notice is that it has a beautiful GUI interface that they designed. And once we get in there, we'll take a look at it. I'll show you around a little bit, and then we'll kind of explore what we can do. Alright, in the GUI interface, once I can find where my mouse is, oh, there we go. I found that if I don't log in and actually just click OK there, I can still do everything I need except go on a network. And I found that I've been able to actually get flights working a little more often. With an instant action, I was able to get the A10C, I was able to get the SU-25, the Huey, and the MI8 to work from instant action only. I found that I was able to run my missions a little better this way. Now, when I click over here and I click on Start, I usually take my Oculus off and I watch my monitor because sometimes it crashes and sometimes it doesn't. And if it crashes, I can't really see that on my Oculus Rift, so I prefer to kind of watch it on the screen and see if it works or not. And if it works, we'll go flying, and if it doesn't, we'll start again. I do expect a lot of crashes because it is an open beta. And, you know, that's the way things work. And if you do get a crash, just definitely report it. I did a video on how to report things. Alright, so let's go flying. Now, new to this thing is you could choose your coalition or be a spectator. I'm going to be blue. I like this little window here. If you are playing online, you can actually choose to be, you know, in the backseat of an L-39. Hopefully in the future we'll get some more aircraft like the Huey and the MI8 that you can be in the back. Now, if you watched the video from last week, I did start learning on the MiG-15, so we're going to take the MiG-15 out for a quick spin. Alright, I'm in the cockpit of the MiG-15. Somewhere around me there are just some transport aircraft. I'm looking around me, I don't see it. But the first thing is, I can see a lot clearer than before, and that's a huge plus. I can see the dials a little better. They're still not 100%, but it's definitely getting there. The HUD is a little bit off center, but that's okay. Like the left eye is a little different from the right eye. The controls, you know, they look amazing. The cockpit looks amazing. Everybody says it looks a little bright, which I agree. I'm just looking around here looking for the lens flare looks amazing. And everything overall is amazing looking. So let's see if I can just fly around for a second, see if I can find these other aircraft. It's beautiful that I can look around and kind of see things. Let me just go into, oh, there they are down there. And I seem to have lost my controls again. Damn it. There you go. Okay, sorry. My mouse fell down. I seem to have lost my controls, but now I got everything back. And I do see the transport aircraft over there. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can kind of zoom in on them. Now, the nice thing is, I did learn that the MiG-15 actually has two different weapon systems. It has a cannon and kind of more of a gun kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get close to one of these and just kind of shoot the gun. I'm a little off on that one. So let me see if I can kind of slow down, and I haven't really learned how to fly this thing perfectly yet, but alright, let's just go ahead and see if we can get this one. I'll kind of slow it down. Alright, here we go. And my controls are not working. Alright, hold up. Let's hit the escape button here. Where's my keyboard? Oh, I need to look for my keyboard here. Alright, the nice thing you can do is you can go into adjust controls and you can actually see what's going on here. So it is supposed to be firing. Okay, so it is supposed to be fired. Alright. If I need to adjust anything, I can actually do it here pretty nicely. But I will click OK. I don't see my gun firing, but... Oh, let me see if I can just stay behind this guy for a little bit. Oh, there it goes. Yep, I hit him. I don't have my sound. I should put my headphones on here, but yeah, you can see it. I'm actually getting a little more deadlier with the MiG. Let me actually pause for a sec. Oh, I got him. All right. I'm put my headphones on. Hopefully, the headphones are working. Let's see if the sound's working. Nope, my sound's not working. So I do see another aircraft there. Let me go ahead and see if I can quickly take that out. Again, the cockpit is very, very nice. The details of DCS 1.5 are beautiful. Everything around me is beautiful looking. I've seen pictures from the community of some amazing screenshots that are coming out, and it's just an amazing update so far. I was actually surprised how much has been done with the Oculus Rift. I wasn't expecting this much just yet, but it's been really good. All right, let's see if I can get this guy. I don't know if I'm out of bolts or not, but I can't really tell because I don't have sound. But we're getting closer. Woo! Oh, I think we bumped him. There you go. So, with the MiG-15, let's see if I can do this. I found that with the MiG-15, you kind of have to be really gentle on the controls. Before I had issues doing a loop, so let me go ahead and see if I can do a loop now. Now that I figured things out, just looking around. Okay, so let's go into a little bit of a dive, and then slowly pull back. The thing was, I think I was pulling back a little too hard last time, and that's why I wasn't able to do a loop. Now look at that beautiful lens flare as I go up, and I'm going around. Now in the MiG-15, this seems like the top of it seems like right above my head. I don't know if that's accurately. Look at that. You can see that beautiful reflection in the water, and like there's the sunlight coming into the cockpit. It's just an amazing both aircraft and views in here. So I'm going to go ahead and just roll her very nicely around. Okay. So that's the MiG-15 now. Oh, and I lost control. So we just crashed. That kind of weird. It's weird to crash because it's kind of a realistic feeling within the Oculus Rift. It's kind of hard to describe the Oculus Rift for people who haven't used it because, here you are watching YouTube. You're watching in a two-dimensional view, and I see things in a three-dimensional view. So let me choose blue again, and let's go ahead and take the F-15 up for a quick start here. I have one over here, and make sure everything's working. Cockpit looks beautiful. Just take these off since they're not working. It's amazing looking. The thing is, the only comment at this point is when I kind of look too quickly, it has a hard time just focusing right away. The cockpit's very detailed. I don't have everything mapped because in open beta it lost all my mappings for my joysticks and everything, and I have a lot of mappings, so I got to rebuild all of them. I don't have my mappings for my weapon systems yet, but it does seem a little clearer, and the HUD does seem a little bit clearer as well. It's a little hard to read, but let's go ahead and go for a quick spin and see how well she flies. I think it's also weird, I don't know if there's a show pilot availability, but when you fly with the Oculus Rift, I do prefer to see the pilot, and I don't know where my mouse is at this point. Well, that's right, there's no mouse in this thing, so I have to hit G for my gears to go up, and what we'll do is we'll kind of fly around the mountains here. I'm looking around. It's a beautiful, beautiful scenery. The details in which the towns have taken is really kind of unique as well. I've noticed like racetracks, like running tracks and stuff like that. I've noticed a lot more things than I've seen before, and I appreciate that. Another note that I found with the with beta, and I haven't seen this before, although people have said it was in older versions, is that if you hit an electrical wire, you can snag it. And it could actually take down an aircraft like a helicopter. That's a small aircraft. So I have not seen that in older versions, but yesterday I was kind of doing the same thing here with an L-39, and I ended up crashing into a wire, and it kind of slowed my aircraft down just a little bit, not too much, but it slowed it down, and I looked behind me and actually noticed that it was snagged. The wire wasn't there anymore. And I was kind of really impressed by that, because that's kind of a nice attention to detail. Now, in real life, like, pilots don't get a lot of training on how to avoid wires, and I did see a good military kind of documentary about, you know, the dangers of electrical wires in aircraft, because it does, you know, affect a lot of aircraft. You know, there's a lot of instances where aircraft have crashed into power lines because they're not easy to see for pilots a lot of times. So it is kind of a cool thing that they modeled in here, and I'll have to do a little more testing on that later. So right now we're just kind of flying in the mountains, you know, just chilling and relaxing, and you know, we'll give it a couple more minutes here, and you know, just kind of relax, enjoy the view. I mean, it is beautiful mountains, and if I get daring, I'll go close enough, see if I can snag a wire. I'm kind of going fast at this point. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can snag that wire. I don't know if I snagged it or not, but yeah, it's definitely, the F-15 cockpit looks amazing. I think everything looks amazing within the open beta. I think they did a great job, kind of the Edge engine that they're using now, the graphic engine, has done an amazing job with everything. Mountains. Now, flying upside down, for me, is kind of the hardest, because I have a big fear of heights, would be an understatement, but it seems like when I'm flying level, I'm okay. But when I go upside down, the gut feeling that is triggered when I'm in a, you know, a high situation is triggered. And it's kind of interesting, because the Oculus Rift is so real and tricks the mind into thinking that you're really that high up, that it's such a weird feeling. But it is beautiful to fly. It is beautiful to fly. So let me go ahead and just do some spins here. Let's go ahead, maybe do a loop here. We'll take her up and just watch that. Let's flare. You can see it. It's beautifully just the model of the intake. You can see the intake go up and down. Alright, let's go ahead and loop her. Now it's up there. Now, it's just a beautiful, beautiful view. I mean, they did a great job with the Edge engine. Alright, let's go ahead and switch different aircraft here. Let's try a helicopter now. Let me go back in here. And, oops. Let me go to slot. And let me go, I have a couple at the FARP here. That's the Huey. Now, over here, I mean, I can clearly read the inside here. The outside edges are a little harder for me to read. I'm trying to find the MIA here. Let's see, Georgia, or sweep. Bear with me. It's the L-39. Alright, we'll just do this one for now. So let me move to the side here. So now we're in the Huey. Let me just double check. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! Okay. I apparently need to reset my, my collective. So, it seems my collective is inverted. So what I need to do is I need to go in and fix that. So I would go in here and click on Adjust, Controls, Access Tune, and find it. And I believe it is right there. Access Tune. And click Inverted. And I think we'll be okay. There we go. So now we're doing okay. Although our helicopter is a little busted, so let's go ahead and choose the different aircraft. Choose slot. Okay. And let's see if we have another Huey somewhere. I see a little better here. There you go. Actually, that does help a little bit. There. Oh, I just saw my 8. Okay. There we go. So I probably will have to do the same thing with the MIA here. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to have to do the same thing with the MIA, and I'm going to go ahead and adjust my controls. Axis assign, and let's go into here. I believe we're at the right place. Axis tune, invert, and then okay, and okay, and then down quickly. All right, so let me move the keyboard a little farther away. The nice thing is, on first of all, I don't know if anybody else noticed that the keyboard just fell down, but the engineer is missing. I don't know what happened to him, because I did like the engineer. Let me just pick my keyboard up for a second. Should I put it here? Okay, so let's take a look around here. It is a beautiful view, and let me just turn on the weapon systems. I don't know if I don't know if I have everything set up to fire and anything, but just arm that. And I did find out if I want to fire the guns, I have to actually go all the way over here to this guy and actually ask him to do it. I don't know how to switch views yet, but it seems like the cockpit in the DC and beta, it seems like a bigger cockpit. I don't know if it's just me with the Oculus Rift, but it definitely seems a little different. Let me go ahead and looks like my rudders are not working. Let me go ahead and fix that real quickly. Keyboard. Again, when you do open beta, everything needs to be redone. So axis assign. That's the run. I can't really see what that says here, but let me clear that out. Let me clear that out. Clear that out. And let me double check this. I can't really see if that says rudder or not, but axis tune. But that's not my rudder. So let me see if I can see within here. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, sometimes you gotta take the helmet off here and just kind of look. I did notice that it's a little hard to read sometimes overall with the top, and not just in beta, all general. So that's a SATAC. 52. I'm just looking for the right one here. Let's see what that one is. Can't really read it. That's the view. Okay. Yeah, see, sometimes at the top it gets a little mumbled and I really can't see it, but I think this is the one we're looking for. And that's a 65. That's 52, so I think this one is the right one. Nope. Okay, it seems like my... Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and map it to right here anyway. I think this is what I'm looking for right here. I'm just going to map that to the... I think it's RZ. Yeah, and we'll just stick for that for now until I can figure out what's wrong with my pedal. And it looks like... Alright. So again, open beta requires a lot of little tweaking. Alright, whoop. Alright, okay. Let's see if I can put the trim here. Alright, let's go up a little spin. Now, I found out the MI8 is kind of fun to fly. She's kind of becoming a not a favorite, but a kind of a guilty pleasure, I guess I would say. Yeah, it looks like the rudder trim's not working, so I gotta do the rudder myself. Yep, there goes the rockets. Yay! Alright, got that working. Alright, let's go fly somewhere. Get a little higher. I can get a little forward flick here. There we go. I miss my engineer, I have to tell you that. He kept the whole team together and I kind of miss him. But I am all the way right rudder here and I'm still kind of... Right. So let's go ahead and see if we could just do a quick, really attack one on this little base right here. And we'll switch aircraft again. But overall, again, the cockpit looks a lot brighter. I can read more of the symbology. The dials are still not 100%, but you know, I think that'll come. And plus, you know, once the actual CD1 version comes out, I think there'll be better resolution. So, you know, I'm expecting a lot there then. Right now, we're still in the early stages of things, and I think that's kind of to be expected. But whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. And I just crashed. So my Mi-8 flying is not as good as it used to be. Well, apparently this aircraft is coming for landing. Alright, so let's switch aircraft here. And once I get my mouse, choose slot. And let's take the L-39 for a quick spin here. It's one of the newer aircraft, and you know, let's take a quick look at her and see how she flies. Well, and actually, we can't because the simulator crashed. Now, this happens quite a bit. You know, you're going to get instances where it's going to crash, and you just have to kind of, you know, restart everything, and hopefully it'll work the second time. I've had things, you know, crash on me left and right. It's open beta, and it's DCS. You know, it's the Oculus Rift. There's a lot of different factors to play into this, but you know, when it works, it's really beautiful. Alright, so we're back. We took about 4 crashes, and now we're back in. So let's go ahead and see if we can fly any other different aircraft here. Let's go into blue. Let's try the L-39 again, and you know, see if we can get in there. Okay, so looks like the L-39's up and running. Let's see if the controls are okay. Let's see if the throttle's okay. Alright. With the L-39, she's beautiful. It's a beautiful aircraft, you know. It's like I got some guns on me. I don't know how to deploy them. I mean, rockets on me, sorry. So let's go ahead. My rudders don't seem to be working for some reason. I don't know why. I'm going to go ahead and just take off. We'll do that cannon run we did with the F-15. I don't have a way to kind of correct myself, except for hopefully this will work. Hopefully I can take off the runway before. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, when I flew earlier today, my guy in the back actually put the wheels up, which is surprisingly. I don't see that happening now. So I'm going to put the wheels up myself. So it is interesting because there's a guy in the back. I don't have anything kind of trimmed out or anything yet, but kind of take her for a spin and see how she does. The cockpit itself is very amazing looking. She's not as responsive, I guess, as the F-15 is, but then again, the F-15 is a whole different beast altogether. So we'll see how she handles in the mountains here. We just go in. The view around me looks beautiful. I really can't read what the air messages are on the things. I find that the dials are a little harder to read because there's a little more tick marks on them, but the cockpit itself looks very nice. There seems like something here that's floating in midair, like almost like a little, I guess it would be like a rivet, but it's kind of hard to describe. But if like over here, it's like, you know, and it's just hanging in midair. Looks like my view just reset on me. Let's see if I can get in there. Gotta clear it. There we go. Alright, now a little further back now, but that's okay. Let me actually move my keyboard on top of me and try not to crash in the process. There we go. And there we go. Yeah, I find that I have to reset my view every now and then. And I had it mapped, but none of my mapping seemed to be working with open beta, so I have to remap everything. But it is, you know, she is a beautiful aircraft, and just looking around, it's just such a beautiful thing. You know, the Edge engine is such an interesting engine, and it's such beautifully modeled things. Now, I did notice, and I don't know if it's my perspective, but seems like the trees have gotten shorter. And I don't know if it's just me, but you know, if they have, I don't know what it is. Maybe like there's a different model for the trees these days. But that's really cool. Let me go ahead and just see if I can buzz some of these towns here. And then we'll try some aerobatics with this aircraft. Let's take a look over there and see what's out there. I mean, it's very beautiful what they've done with the towns. You know, I definitely noticed a lot more variables, a lot more difference in them than just the standard kind of towns you had before. I've seen even like a running track on one of them. Looks like there's a marina here. I'm gonna see if I can take it for a loop here. Now I've noticed with these Russian aircraft, you kind of have to take it slowly. You can't just really rush the loop here. So we're gonna go up, and there's that beautiful lens flare to the side of me. Looking up. Alright, here we go. Okay, now there's a lake right there. They're definitely, you know, a lot different from flying the A-10 and the F-15. So yeah, it definitely feels a little different. It doesn't seem to roll as quickly. Let me see if I can do a roll. Yeah, even if I hit hard left, it's kind of a slow roll compared to the F-15, but no biggie. Yeah, there's a nice little town there. Oh, there's an airport here. Oh, that's where I took that from. Let me go see if we can land her here. Hold on. I know the flaps are down there. Go slow her down. I've never actually tried to land one of these babies before, so it'll be interesting. Now, all the footage you're going to see today is actually from what the monitor shows when I fly in DCS, because the reason is I can't replay anything because whenever I quit flying the Oculus Rift, it does crash the sim. So hold on, let me see if I can. I have my keyboard here, trying to find where my mouse is at right now. There it is. Okay. Put the flaps down. Flaps are down. Put the gears down. Gears are coming down. Alright. The other thing is, you know, distant objects in the past were a little hard to see, and I think it's gotten a little bit better. I still think there's a lot of work that could be done, but, you know, it's not that bad. I mean, I haven't tried the A-10 doing my gun runs with it or anything like that. I think we'll save that for another time, but because I haven't I need to reconfigure all my the A10C keys, and that's going to take me quite a bit of time. I think I'm a little low here. Okay, I don't know what my speed is either, and I don't know where my brakes are either. So it'll be interesting either way. Well, not bad landing. I don't know if my brakes are set or not, so. And I know my, oh! Oop, oop, oop. He's bouncing. Okay. She's way bad. I don't have my brakes set, so it's going to be a little roughy landing. Okay. Now I can, let me see if I can do this, but go to my keyboard here. Let's see where my number 2 is. So I can actually go into the backseat view. That's the backseat view. Oh look, my wing is on fire. I should probably get out of here. So, control. Alright, hold on guys. I'm not looking forward to this because I have a fear of heights and motion sickness, so if I throw up, oh, it's not on fire anymore. That's the other way. Pretty damn. Alright, I'm still going to do this. For your sake, I'm going to eject. And, by the way, when you're in the back seat here, you can kind of see what my mouse is. If you want to take off your pilot, you can just do this over here. You can click on this thing, and what that does, why can't I click on it now? There it goes. What that does, let me see if I can go in my front view, it puts a hood on the thing so they can't see. That's to teach them instrument flight. So that's kind of cool. Alright, so let us depart this aircraft. Alright, let me just look down here. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh boy, okay. Okay, that's scary. Oh. Yeah, that's a scary thing to do. Although I didn't get as high as I thought I would get. How did I move around it? Oh look, you can still see my the aircraft moving, like the elevator moving when I move forward. Yeah, interesting. Let's survey the damage, shall we? Yeah, they can fix that real easily. So that's the L-39. I'm not good at, I need to reconfigure all my buttons and everything for it, but she's really fun to fly. So let's go ahead and fly a helicopter next. Move my keyboard out of the way. Again, not being able to see in front of me kind of is hard. I'll make sure that the collective is down. Alright, let's click on fly. Alright, so everything's good. The cockpit looks beautiful. Dials are a little more readable. You know, still not 100%, but I think I'll be able to actually do stuff if I need to here. You know, I can see the radio a little bit. I don't have anybody in the back seat right now. Do what? Yeah, I do. Right back there. Okay, so let's go for a quick flight and see how things go. I don't have everything mapped just yet, so bear with me. And my rudders are not working, so let me fix that. So I can go into adjust controls, and again, this is standard, you know, stuff that you kind of need to do. Looks like they're there. Sorry. I don't know why they're just not working. Alright, so let me just do this. I believe it's RZ and X62. Yep. So I'll just use the X52 rudder for now. Alright. So let us okay, here we go. Looks like the rudders are going a little crazy. Might need to set a dead zone on them, but right now I think we're okay. And we're up. Now flying with the Huey, as usual, I think is the most kind of scariest thing. And because the cockpit is so open that you kind of see everything. Let me just fix that rudder issue because that's getting a little annoying at this point. So again, it's nice that I can actually do everything within the rift, that I don't have to kind of, you know, take my rift off in order to fix things. Let me just clear this and let me set let me set a little bit of a dead zone on there and then do that. Hopefully I'll fix that issue. Yep, seems like it's not twitching as much. I didn't set the, I need to go look at the configurations because previously I had it so I can actually set the trim on the pedals as well, but I don't have that right now. So let's go ahead and just go over there and see if we can land in that little area, in the little base over there. So the cockpit itself is a lot nicer. I can probably read a little more dials than before. Not 100%. It seems a little opener, more wider, and it seems like, and all the cockpits seem like this. It seems like it's a little brighter as well. And a lot of people complain. I don't know if complain is the right word, but a lot of people mention that. And you know, DCS with the Oculus Rift, that things seem a little brighter, and it does. It's not bad. Moving like my head real quickly, it kind of takes a second for it to focus, so that's a little bit odd, but I'm sure, you know, in the actual version will be a lot better. We'll go ahead and see if we can just land over here. next to all these enemy troops here. She's definitely, you know, fun to fly, as usual. We'll take the MI8 for a spin in a second. Yeah, the rudder is definitely not trimmed. Ooh, nice little helicopter. That's how you land this thing. That was a quick flight. Let's take the MIH for a spin, because I know the MIH, not MIH, yeah, MI8, sorry, has some weapons on it, and so it'd be kind of fun to fire some weapons. Let's see, ground attack, and right here. So in the MI8, I noticed that the cockpit is definitely a lot bigger. I'm missing the engineer, which I don't know what happened to Vlad. He's my favorite engineer, and I miss him. So if you can bring Vlad back, that'd be greatly appreciated. All right, let me turn on all the weapon systems here. There it is. Okay, everything's armed. All right. Again, my trim. Okay, there we go. It's definitely, with the helicopters, I feel this more. It's, I don't want to say nauseous feeling, but it's it's definitely, I feel it more than with the other aircraft. And I think it's because the cockpits are so much more open. It's just a lot more realistic for me, feeling for me. Now, as far as objects, I can tell there's objects on the runway. I really can't see them. Still not 100%, you know, with that yet. So just fire some rockets until we get closer. Yeah, rocket time. And now a little more. How about that? Now, I learned that if you want to fire the gun, you have to actually click over here. Did I get this right? There's the gun. I think you have to do this. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So let's turn around and let's see if we can fire the gun a little bit. The cockpit does look a lot clearer. I can definitely read, if I could read Russian, I could read the actual things in there. Oh, right. Okay, try. Fire the gun here. There it goes, yeah. Let's see. I don't know how accurate this gun is, but let's find out. It seems like it's a little bit off, but let's go ahead and spin around. I don't know if there's a delay between the gun, but it seems like there's a little bit of delay between firing and seeing the shells hit the ground. Just keep firing. What happens? Come on! Well, yeah, they're firing. It seems like they're hitting all over the place, but again, I'm not sure how to sight this thing in, so yeah, we'll learn that some other time. But yeah, the MIH is a lot of fun to fly, and you know, with the Oculus Rift, she's definitely, she feels really cool. Let me land her. We'll have to learn how to sight the weapons in a little better. I want to learn how to turn that fan on too. Okay. She seems like a gentle, you know, aircraft compared to like the Huey. The Huey seems a little more nimble. She's definitely a little bigger. Okay. Oops. Okay. Here we go. Gonna land. Gonna land, not crash. Again, I'm not proficient with with the helicopters just yet, so bear with me. Soft landing here. Look at that big wrestler there. Look at that tank right next to me. I just fired upon. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Crashed into a tank. There's the barrel of the tank and going through the actual cockpit of the MI8. So overall, big improvements in DCS 1.5 open beta with the Oculus Rift. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the actual release version of the Oculus and DCS version 2. But it's definitely a lot of fun. It takes a little tweaking to get working. Again, I don't log on. I make sure I stay off the network, and it seems like it works a little better then. But, you know, if you have any other experiences, let me know, and we'll keep things going. So I'll see you guys in the virtual skies.